Everyone, today we're talking about what actually influences us. If you think you're standing, watch out that you don't fall. No testing is overtaking you that's not common to everyone. God is faithful. He'll not let you be tested beyond your strength, but with the testing, He will also provide a way out so that you may be able to endure it. Therefore, my beloved, flee from the worship of idols. I speak to you as sensible people. Judge for yourselves what I say. The cup of blessing that we bless, is it not a sharing in the blood of Christ? The bread we break, is it not a sharing in the body of Christ? Because there's one bread, we who are many are one body, for we all partake of the one bread. What do I imply then? That food sacrificed to idols is anything, or that an idol is anything? No. I imply that what they sacrifice to demons and not to God. I don't want you to be partners with demons. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons. You can't partake in the table of the Lord and the table of demons. Okay, so it seems a little confusing now because I thought Paul was okay with eating sacrificial meat, and now he seems to be very against it. I think one of the big distinctions we need to recognize that's not always clear is the difference in buying meat in a market, which may have come from a pagan sacrifice. That's really one of the only ways you could get meat in the ancient world, or actually going to the pagan temple for the meal when they're sacrificing it. So I think what he's saying is that the first one is fine if it's not causing someone else to lose their faith, but the second, to actually go to the pagan temple, is problematic regardless. The big deal that he's talking about here, the problem is actually idolatry. And we may think that that's not something we deal with anymore because we're generally not bowing down to other statues, but what we still need to recognize is that participating in the worship, and I use that phrase generally, of something that is less than God, it always still has consequences, right? They shouldn't think that they are standing firm because they know that these aren't real and that it's just not going to affect them. See, something doesn't have to be real or tangible to affect you. I think the easiest example we learned early on is cooties, right? There's no such thing as cooties, but when you think somebody has it, you're going to treat them differently. And then even something like money, right? Technically, a dollar bill is just a piece of paper, but we've attached meaning to it, and it becomes one of the things that we spend most of our time thinking about. The most powerful evils are not just things that you can see, they're intangible realities. Powerful evils are systemic, demonic ideas that infect our way of thinking. And because they're invisible if we don't pay attention to them. Right? For example, this is how racism works. It's bigger than just any one person. It's invisible, but it's very real. Even though the concept of race is something we made up, it still has an effect on us. And so what Paul's talking about here reminds us that we need to think about what tables we are participating in and sitting at. When it's the idolatrous tables where less than gods are worship, we're going to continue to be divided. But when it's the table of Christ, that's when we are united. Because only then are we seeing each other clearly as the people that God created us to be.